Hello, and welcome to the Gamer's Closet. I'm your host, Douglas Weed, and today we're going to be talking about Jurassic Park, the board game. Jurassic Park, the board game, came out in 1992 and was released by Milton Bradley. It seats anywhere from 2 to 8 players and runs for about an hour of game time. But let's dig into it a little further, shall we?
Jurassic Park, the game. All the excitement of the movie, but this time they're after you. Race across the island dodging dinosaurs. First one to the visitor center wins.
I made it!
Jurassic Park, the game. This time they're after you.
Jurassic Park, the game was released in 1992 alongside the major motion picture of the same name. In this game, your tour ride through the most amazing adventure theme park in the world has stopped with a sudden jolt. Filling you with stark terror, Jurassic Park's dinosaurs have escaped from their pens, and they're after you. Oh no! Your tour vehicle has just been destroyed by the terrible T-Rex. Now as you leave the wreckage, you must get to the safety of the visitor center. Good luck to you all. This game has been released in multiple languages, including in English. It's also been released in French, German, Dutch, and Spanish. This game does include multiple pieces. It comes with an island game board, it comes with 46 game cards, 8 visitor pass cards, 8 cardboard pawns, 8 plastic pawn stands, a cardboard visitor center, a dice, and 16 plastic dinosaur figures, which includes 6 Dilophosaurs or spitters, 9 raptors, and 1 T-Rex. Following the map key, place the T-Rex, Raptors, and Spitters on their starting spaces as shown in the figure. The Raptors and Spitters start on pen spaces which are surrounded by electric fences. Each Raptor pen holds 3 Raptors, each Spitter pen holds 2 Spitters. Separate the 8 visitor pass cards from the card deck. Each player chooses 1 visitor pass card and takes the matching colored pawn. Set any extra visitor pass cards and pawns out of play. Place your pawn on the pawn start space on the game board. Put your visitor pass card in front of you. All players do the same. These cards remain in front of you throughout the game. For added fun, refer to each other by your character name for the rest of the game. Shuffle the rest of the cards and deal out 4 cards face down to each player. Place the remaining cards face down in a draw pile in the ocean area of the game board. Each player can look at their hand at any time. The youngest player goes first, then play continues clockwise. On your turn, there are 2 steps to take your turn. The first step is roll the dinosaur die and move a dinosaur if you wish. Step 2 has multiple parts to it. You may move a pawn, play a card, trade cards, or pass. After you finish step 2, your turn is over. Both of these steps I will describe in detail in a moment. Roll the dinosaur die and move any one dinosaur of the color shown on the die. You do not have to move a dinosaur on your turn. If you do not move a dinosaur, go immediately to step 2. Move dinosaurs onto your opponent's pawns and try to stop them or slow their race to the visitor center. If you decide to move a dinosaur, you may move it up to the number of spaces shown on the dice. Move a dinosaur from one space to an adjacent space or spaces. Dinosaurs may land on or pass through spaces with or without roads. Dinosaurs may land on or pass through the pawn's start space. Dinosaurs cannot land on or pass through maintenance shed spaces or the visitor center. After a dinosaur leaves its pen, it cannot land on or pass through any pen spaces. A dinosaur may land on or pass through a space with 1 or more pawns. Sometimes you may even move a dinosaur onto your own pawn. A dinosaur cannot land on a space with another dinosaur, but may pass through a space with another dinosaur. For step 2, you may do any one of the following. Move your pawn 1 adjacent space in any direction, unless you are on a space with a dinosaur, which I will go over being attacked in a moment. You may play any one of your cards face up on the game board and follow its directions. Played cards form a discard pile next to the draw pile. At the end of your turn, refill your hand so you always have 4 cards. If the draw pile runs out during the game, just shuffle the cards in the discard pile to form a new draw pile. Please note that any card you play may be canceled. I will be going over cards and cancellation rules in just a moment. You may trade in up to 4 of your cards for the same number of new cards from the draw pile, place the cards you're trading in face up in the discard pile, and finally pass if you cannot or do not wish to do any of what I just went over. Pawns may land on or pass through spaces with or without roads. A pawn cannot land on or pass through a pen space. A pawn may land on or pass through a space with one or more pawns. Pawns cannot pass through a space with a dinosaur, but may land on a space with a dinosaur. If your pawn lands on a dinosaur space, you are now under attack by the dinosaur, and you must end your move on that space. I will be going over attack again in a moment. Maintenance shed spaces are safe spaces. Your pawn may land on or pass through a maintenance shed space. If your pawn lands there, you are safe from dinosaurs. There is a bonus trade rule. If you end your move on a maintenance shed space, you may immediately trade up to 4 cards for new cards from the draw pile. Whenever your pawn is on the same space as a dinosaur, your pawn is now considered under attack by that dinosaur. Your pawn cannot move off that space until you escape the dinosaur or the dinosaur moves away. It may take several turns to do this. There are 2 ways a dinosaur can attack your pawn. Step 1, after rolling the dinosaur die, you or another player can move a dinosaur onto the space with your pawn. Step 2, you can move your pawn onto a space with the dinosaur. To escape a dinosaur, there are 2 ways to do this. Step 1, after rolling the dinosaur die, you or another player can move the dinosaur off of your space. Step 2, you may play an escape card, which I will be going over again in a moment. As for the cards, there are 4 different types of cards. The first is the escape dinosaur. You may move 1 space. If you run a space with a dinosaur, you may play this card and move your pawn to 1 adjacent space in any direction. The third card pictured here is the Move 2 Spaces card. If you are on a space without a dinosaur, you may play this card and move your pawn 2 adjacent spaces. You may not just stop at 1 space. The fourth card pictured here is the Move 2 or 3 spaces on a road. If you're on a space without a dinosaur and that space is either a road space or adjacent to a road space, you may play this card. Then move your pawn 2 or 3 adjacent spaces only on the road in either direction. You may not just move 1 space. Please note you cannot land on a maintenance shed using this card because the maintenance shed space is not on a road. And finally, the second card pictured here is Cancel a Card Played. On any player's turn, you may play this card on top of the card just played to cancel the effect of that card. You can even play a cancel card on top of another cancel card. It is important, do not refill your card hand until your turn is over. Any and all players may play any number of cancel cards on a turn. Players must refill their hands to 4 cards only at the end of their turn. To win this game, be the first player to move from the space in front of the visitor center door and onto the visitor center. Well, this has been an overview of Jurassic Park, the board game. Jurassic Park, the board game, first off, is very well built. It has some very nice miniatures of dinosaurs to it. It has a really nice board with the way it looks. The art is incredible. The cards are well designed. So as a design aspect, it's a very well built game. The game itself runs relatively smooth. The rules aren't too complicated, but the more players you have, the more bogged down it can get. The game itself goes online anywhere from about $30 to $50 for a used copy, and they go anywhere about $100 to $150 for a sealed copy if you can find one still. So the game itself is still easy to get a hold of, but it can get a little pricey. The game mechanics on this are very straightforward. It's a decent rule set for kids, so I think kids will be able to pick up this game a little easier, but I would probably say 8 and up with the manufacturer specs, because there are some additional mechanics in this game that I think a really young kid might not pick up as well. Again, that's a case-by-case basis. But like I said, the game itself is very well built and well designed. I think one of the downfalls of this game is the visitor pass cards don't really do anything past than picking your pawn. There are no special abilities or anything that anyone has, so everyone's pretty well on the same playing field. They're all even. The dinosaurs can get a little tedious, especially if they keep getting thrown on and off you with really bad dice pulls, which is possible. So I think house rules would have helped this game out more, especially giving more abilities and things of that nature. Unlike the newer Ravensburger versions of Jurassic Park. But as this game goes, it's a pretty decent game. It's more like a race game and dodging dinosaurs. One of the downfalls of this game is the cardboard visitors center is it's very flimsy. It's not very well built. So it's very easy to get crushed, especially in shipping or packaging or long-term sitting of this game. I had to do some adjustments to the one I have here just to get mine to back into good shape because it was in storage for a long time. But like I said, as a game goes, it's a pretty decent game. So if you haven't played Jurassic Park the game before, I'd recommend giving it a try. It actually is a pretty decent game. There are better games on the market, especially like the newer Ravensburger one that came out recently. But if you want an old classic, this is generally a good way to go. So if you haven't played Jurassic Park before, I would recommend playing this game. Well, that's it from us here at the Gamer's Closet. We'd like to thank you for checking out our video on Jurassic Park from Milton Bradley. If there's a game you'd like us to review or go over in the future, please put in the comments below. Please hit subscribe so that way you can be the first to check out our future content. And as always, please have a great gaming day.